What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management here to bring you guys a recap of this past week. So it was week 43 of this year, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a good week for me. Now I'm going to start off by showing you guys my returns this week, and then I think we'll go into some stocks which popped off this week and which popped off today. Then I think we'll go into some stocks to no. Then after that, we'll go into some stocks that we traded in the Discord this week. You guys can see the gains, the wins that we made in Discord. And then lastly, we'll look at some stocks going to next week, what I'm watching. Now, to start off with, SPY today hit new all-time highs. We got to about 459.43 just before market close. And then after market, we got to 459.70. We're getting closer to that 460 mark. So that was really cool to see. Now let's have a look at some stocks which popped off today. And I'm going to start with three different crypto stocks. So first of all, Hut 8 Mining. This gained 10% today. At one point, it was up almost 11% on the day. Had a great day. Next, let's look at ARI Technologies. That 13.14% up today. And lastly, BTBT, Bit Digital. This had a monstrous day. Now it has sold off 17% after hours, but again, had a monstrous day. It closed at $12. It rose 41.79% today. As you can see, it was really weird, but of course, the gains were made. So that's the three crypto plays that really took off today, especially. On the week, I think Mara didn't do too bad either, if we're talking about crypto plays. On the week, Mara, well, actually not as good as I thought, but it was a decent week for crypto all around. Now we're going to look at Tesla, and we're also going to look at other electric vehicle companies, but of course, Tesla is going to go first because right now this is doing ridiculous things. So this week we finally hit $1,000, and we actually broke past 1,000 and ran all the way up to 1,100. Now after hours we've got to highs of 1,129 cents, and I think this is going to continue next week. I know there have been many great wins I've seen online. People turning 150, $160 into 8K, 9K with just Tesla options. I know someone in the Discord, shout out Amped D or Amped, however you pronounce that, for turning $95 into almost $5,000. Tesla's been doing crazy things this week. And for those of you who've taken advantage of this, well done. About 2 weeks ago, in my last 100K video, I did say look at the 880, 890 calls expiring last week, but we've even gone way past that now. We're at new all-time highs. Maybe there'll be a stock split coming soon. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Tesla. Honestly, it had a great day. It's been having great days. It's been having a great week. And on the month, it's been absolutely monstrous. Just imagine that it was under $800 last month, and we were all wondering, oh, how low is it going to drop? Ridiculous. So speaking of electric vehicles and ridiculous stocks, Lucid Group had a really good week. Today, it didn't do as well as it had in previous days, but look at that. Shot up to highs of 63% on the week. And then today, of course, it sold off after a really strong open where it hit $41 at one point. Lucid was one that at the beginning of the week was under $25. So that was really monstrous. ChargePoint is in there too. We also know ChargePoint has its influence in the electric vehicle market when it comes to the batteries of the cars. And it had a decent week, 14.79%. One stock which is there as well in regards to charging is Blink Charging, up 7.4% today, up 14.80% on the past week. And to be honest, with all these electric vehicle companies, you do want to have a look at how they're going to move next week as well. I will say that right now, before I even go further in this video, those electric vehicle companies, you want to keep your eyes out on them. In fact, there's one I want to have a look at quickly. Nikola. I wonder how this performed. No, not bad. On the week, up 10%. Okay, yeah, in the past couple of days, it really rose. So those are the electric vehicle companies which did well today. And then we can just look at a couple more stocks which had a good day. I want to start off with KKR because this was a play in the Discord, and also one stock which did well today. And then we're going to go into a couple that are in being part of a squeeze right now. So there's KKR, up 7.30% this past week. It should be touching $80 next week. So we're looking at the $80 calls. We're already in them, but you can have a look at them if you're not in there yet. But now let's look at BKKT. It looked like once again, BKKT was the talk of the town today, hitting highs of, well, it was up 10% after hours, but today it hit highs of 42.53. So that's around 67% gain today. It was on fire. And I think this one is going to continue, honestly. I would not be surprised if it does continue. It's up over 200% in the past week. You guys do remember I did talk about this stock in one of my videos this past week. It's slightly down after hours, but don't be surprised if you see it pull back to what? The 20s and then rip upwards again. And then lastly, for the stocks which popped off this week slash today, Matterport ticker symbol MTTR. We've talked about this one many times before. It's up 18% on the day. It's up 1.43% after hours. It's up 17% in the past week. And it's a stock which is up 20% on a month. So this is a stock that I've told you guys about when it's around $17, $18. Good to buy shares in, but it's also clearly good to buy options in this one. So that is pretty much it for the stocks which popped off today. Now let's have a look at the few plays that we won with in the Discord. Some stocks we traded in Discord. I'm going to start off with Penn. Penn National Gaming. So we traded this yesterday briefly. We took advantage of this little dip here before ripping upwards to highs of $74. So it was about a $2 gain. Made some nice money with the options. Pretty good call out. Also, Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. This was a $300 out the money play for today, which did its job. We bought it around $296 yesterday, and it obviously ran up to highs of $300 at open today before selling off quickly. But we made good money on that. We doubled up. Another stock that we traded in Discord was Affirm, ticker symbol AFRM. So Affirm, have a look at this. Here we go. We got in yesterday around $155. Looked at the $160 calls expiring next week. Keep that in mind, next week. Buy it today. Affirm already hit $164 before selling off. And I think it was called out in the group to get puts on it. And at that point, it was definitely a good idea to get puts on it. But I'm really happy with the returns on Affirm. It definitely did its job, as did Salesforce, as did Penn as well. And there's another stock which we traded at the beginning of this week, but we actually swung it from last week, Friday, till this week. And that is CRTD. So we sold it Monday because obviously we got in last Friday and the aim was to swing it into the weekend and swing it into Monday over the weekend and then sell it open. Obviously, that was a good thing we did that because it's down 44% on the week. There's a few of these kind of stocks lying around, which you don't want to be holding too long if you've got options in. And lastly, I want to touch on a play, VISL. I'm currently in this link with the options on this. So I'm intrigued to see what it does. Now, I'm obviously down on it right now, and it did pop off a few days ago. We have options expiring November 19th. I'm looking for a similar pop off to what we had here. And then our $1 and then our $2.50 calls and $3 calls will be in the money. Until then, we shall hold and wait. It is definitely a dangerous trade, but I've told you guys before, if you can't trade certain stocks because they're penny stocks or because they're extremely volatile, then just leave them and find a better place. Now, let's look at some stocks to watch going into next week, and I'm going to start with Chewy. I've told you guys about this stock so many times, and it looks like it's finally making its recovery. We are up really nicely this week, over 16%, almost 70%. On a month, it's around 10% still, but just 2 weeks ago, this stock was sitting $60. Now we're back at $75, but if you think you're too late, look at this. We still got to get to $88, $89, $90. We still got time with Chewy. So look at buying shares, look at getting on the options as well, maybe $80 calls for mid-November. Now let's also look at Square, because I think Square looks good for the next couple weeks. Square's another stock we've traded a few times in the Discord over the past weeks. And I'm looking for us to get back to the 260s level, past that 265s. I mean, over the past month, it's looking bullish. Past week has been a little bit more choppy, of course, hitting highs of almost 270 before selling off majorly. But I'll be looking at the Square call options going into next week. Usually I like trading Square because once it does start to move, when it does eventually start moving, it moves very quickly, which is very nice for your options because that's what you kind of want after you've already bought an option. It does increase the implied volatility as well, so make sure you guys know what you're doing when it comes to trading options. And if you don't, then check out the stock option starter pack. But I do want to look at a couple more stocks for next week. First of all, next let's go with PayPal. Pointed out to me in the Discord. PayPal slightly oversold and it's been downtrending. But all I need is a little movement in the direction towards 235 for by Friday, I'd say. I'll be looking at those call options. Again, PayPal is oversold. If you look over the past month, past 3 months, past week, yes, it is down. It is heavily oversold, but it still has plenty of room to run back upwards. But again, you're going to want to be careful because you don't want it to continue downtrending. And if you buy it on a day where it's doing well and you decide to hold overnight and wake up next day and it's down, you're not going to be very happy. And I think lastly, let's just go with one stock which I called out in the Discord and a few people got in, and that's Apple. So Apple announced earnings yesterday, and that's the reason for the drop off here. You see from $152 all the way down to $147, but it's been riding up steadily today. Of course, it's still down on the day, but remember it was more down before. It was down almost 4% till ending the day, down almost 2%. But Apple, we're looking at the $150 calls ending next Friday and the $152.50 calls expiring next Friday as well. But that's pretty much it for the stocks to watch going into next week. I'll obviously upload another watch list video Sunday. This is what I'm looking at right now. Of course, by the time I record this in 48 hours or so, then the watch list might be looking a little bit different. And also make sure you guys check out the Discord because I'll be uploading my full watch list in the Discord, reasons why, what I'm looking for, breakdowns, etc. And hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We had a good week. I had a good week. I'm happy with the gains I made this week. And yeah, one stock that I did not trade was Microsoft, but Microsoft announced earnings. And just check this out, from 310 up to 331. A great week. And as I told you guys before, Microsoft doesn't usually trades between 290 and around 310. Finally, we broke past that and we just strongly started moving in the right direction. So it would definitely be interesting to see what Microsoft does next week, if that's one that you guys maybe want to look at. But overall, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. As always, make sure you guys show support by dropping a like, commenting on the video. Let's get some more comments in. We've been struggling with that recently. Also, make sure you guys share with a friend, tell a colleague, a co-worker, share with your family, your brother, your sister, whoever. And yeah, if you're new around here, make sure to hit the red button. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Enjoy your weekend. Take a break. Sit back, kick back, relax. I got money making. You got money making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game over.